What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be ranking watch brands. All right, so first up, I'm gonna create the categories. All right, so we're gonna do the top must-have, amazing, good, could buy, and worst. Okay, I'm not sure how I came up with this list. It was just random, my pick, so I'm gonna stick with it. Oh, and before we get into it, if I can ask you guys to support the channel by liking, subscribing, sharing Watch Society videos, and also give me a follow on Instagram. All right, so for my first pick, I'm gonna go with Vacheron, part of the Holy Trinity, a rich history. Yeah, I'm gonna put them straight up in amazing. Actually, AP and Patek are also part of that category, so they go into the amazing category. Next up, we have Zenith. I don't personally own a Zenith, but I did come very, very close to buying a Defy Classic. Of course, that's not what they're known for. They're known for their El Primero movement, very rich history, first in-house chronograph movement. Zenith, they make really cool stuff. I like Zenith. I'm gonna go ahead and put Zenith into amazing as well. So that's where they belong. Maybe one day I'll buy a Zenith, I'm not sure. Filippo Loretti. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I added this one. But you know what? I'm gonna go create a category on its own for it. That's going to be below worst. Yeah, that's where they belong. Do not buy Filippo Loretti. Absolute garbage. I don't even know what they are or what type of business they're in. They're not a watch brand. They're not anything, in fact. I felt like I actually got scammed when I bought one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them below worst. Up next, we've got Jacob. Really cool jeweler. I don't personally believe in any of their watches, not even their Epic X or their Astronomias. They're cool looking watches, but they're not a watch brand. I'd buy a piece of jewelry from Jacob & Co., but definitely not a watch. Not the one. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in worst. Then Hublot. They get a lot of hate and I don't precisely know why. I've seen a few of their pieces, their Classic Fusion, their Spirit of Big Bang. Really cool stuff, but I just don't know enough about the brand, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them in good. Then you've got Gucci. It's a fashion brand. I'll wear their shoes, their t-shirts, but definitely not their watches. And they're not cheap too, by the way. So Gucci actually goes also below worst. But you know what? I wouldn't put Gucci and Filippo Loretti next to each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and in fact delete Filippo Loretti completely out of this list. They don't even deserve to be here. No Filippo Loretti. Then we've got Omega. Historical timepieces. I think everybody's gonna get around to buying a Speedmaster at some point. Just not sure about this whole thing about every release being a limited edition. And if it's not, then it's limited availability. What? What does that even mean? And this purchase history as well, you know, to get a Speedmaster. Omega, we need to change that. Don't go the Rolex route. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Omega into amazing. Yeah, that's where they belong, definitely. And then we've got Tag Heuer. People usually say Heuer, they don't say Tag Heuer. The whole vintage vibe about it. But to me, it's personal. I celebrated a milestone in my life. Buying a Tag Heuer was the first luxury watch that actually got me into collecting. It was a Carrera Caliber 5. Not the best movement, it had a lot of problems. It's a must-have in my opinion. So it's gonna go into must-have. I don't really understand the difference between Grand Seiko and Seiko. I can't really see the different value that a Grand Seiko would offer you over a Seiko. I mean, it costs more, that's for sure. But then, what is the main difference? I really don't understand. Would I see myself buying one? No. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in good. When you talk Casio, Gshock all the way. Best value for money. I didn't really buy one, but I had the 2100 that was gifted to me. On today. Someone gave me this as a gift recently, a Gshock 2100. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Gshock in must-have, absolutely. I mean, they're known for big, bulky looking watches. The only one that makes sense for me out of everything they make is the RM6701 in titanium. The one that I would buy if I had the chance to get. They literally mastered the art of playing with depth in such a small profile watch. I mean, their engineering is next level, but also tools that they use to make their own watches that assembles the components of their watches. They make that too. I like Richardmille. I'll give it to them for that, man. So for this reason, I think Richardmille will go into good. They don't hold value, but they made the first wristwatch ever. Also, very rich history. Cartier, no shot of a doubt, goes into amazing. The Rodeo Mirror and Luminar, nice looking watches, good quality watches as well. I feel like they're a little bit lost, or maybe it's just their messaging, I'm not really sure. I really like the California though, that was really nice.
Yes, I can show you.
Would I buy one? No, just not my taste. And for that reason, I'm actually gonna put them in worse. Octo finissimo. Yeah. Octo finissimo, Bulgari. The thinnest automatic movement made ever, period. Thinnest in-house watch in the world. Not personally my taste, but honestly, you gotta give it to them. And that's an award-winning watch, the Octo finissimo. Some of them are even tourbillons, believe it or not. Only because of the Octo finissimo, I'm gonna rank Bulgari good. They go into the good category, that's for sure. Chopard. I just don't understand their design. I don't understand how they look, but they make cool in-house movements. I think I'm gonna put Chopard in good as well. Ulysse Nardin. I like their watches. I think brands like Ulysse Nardin and MB&F are the innovation bridge to the future of watchmaking. So I'm gonna go ahead and rank them in amazing. That's where they belong, yeah. So I'm gonna put Ulysse Nardin, and I'm gonna also take MB&F next to that. International Watch Company. Their Portugueser, Da Vinci Kurt Klaus Perpetual Calendar, as well as their Pilot. IWC, I'll put them in good. JLC, the backbone. Not personally my taste, but they made movements to everyone. Rank them in amazing, because that's where they belong. I'm not sure how I feel about Breitling. I don't really like Breitling. Yeah, I'm just gonna put Breitling in worst. It's made by Rolex and the best value for money, period. Their Black Bay 58 range? Yeah, absolutely. Both. The black dial and the new blue dial as well. I think they absolutely killed it. Can't go wrong with that. I happened to pick one and I did a whole video about it. If you guys missed it, I'll link the video up here in this card. Go check it out. But Tudor, yes. Tudor for me goes into amazing. Rolex. I'm not going to talk about Rolex. You guys know how I feel about Rolex. My favorite brand, the biggest brand outside of the watch industry, the biggest brand, period. Rolex sort of overarches everything that is going today in the watch industry. That's, for me, Rolex is the king. Even outside of the watch industry, they're still the biggest name ever. Definitely goes into top must-have. If it's one watch and one watch only, forget the whole list. Just buy a Rolex.